Don't screw yourself in Marvel Strike Force by building the wrong characters. In this video, we're going to make it easier for you, counting down the 10 best characters that you can start to build right now in Marvel Strike Force. So if you're ready to see what are the best characters that you should be building and some characters that you should be avoiding as well, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
There are some good characters in Marvel Strike Force, and then there's some good characters in Marvel Strike Force. In this video, we're talking about the good characters that you should be building in Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully, you're having a great day. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. We talk about Marvel Strike Force in this channel. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel to help you, guide you in your journey to progress in Marvel Strike Force. And if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. Now, we do this countdown video of the best characters to farm every so often. We try to do this every month or so, but sometimes there's just not enough characters to farm and not enough movement in this list to justify a new one. So basically, if you're a new player or a mid-game player, this is kind of a glimpse of what you could expect as far as the end game. And if you are in the end game right now, these are the characters that are going to give you the best bang for your buck on your journey all the way to Dark Dimension 6. Now, there's some priority for some characters. Horseman characters are going to get a little more priority. Arena characters are going to get a little more priority because that, in my mind, is the most important game mode. That's where you're going to get your power cores. After that is going to be your Doom and Incursion raids. That's where you're going to get your Gear 18 pieces to get into Dark Dimension 6. Crucible is also very important. That's a very important game mode, so that gets my next justification. And offense weighs a little more than defense. And then we got War Offense, War Defense, and any other game mode as far as that. Legendary characters also get a little bit of a justification. But let's talk about some characters that are not eligible for this list right now. These are some of the best characters in the game. And basically, if they are not on a node, basically, if they're not in a store, they're not going to be on this list. There's a few exceptions like Hulk, like Mr. Negative, like what is the other one? Wolverine, that you could just get shards for every single day. And I guess we could talk about Quicksilver as well, because if you're just playing Cosmic Crucible, over time, you're eventually going to get these characters. Those characters questionably eligible. I'm not going to consider Quicksilver eligible yet, but eventually I think he will be eligible for this list. Now, there are some characters that you could argue can be on this list, like Deathlock, who's available in the Arena Orb. Brawn, very easy to get character shards for him in the Blitz Orb, but just for consistency, they're not going to be eligible for this list. So all these good characters, really good characters, they're not going to be eligible for this list. Our legendary characters are characters like Nova, who just came to the game as far as legendaries. Our invaders, our new warriors, our nowhere team. All these characters are not eligible, but let's clear this list off and see who recently became eligible this month. And there's a few of them. We have Icarus, who recently went into the raid store. We have Black Panther 1MM, recently went into the villains, the hard villains section, 7-9. Spider-Man Noir went into the hard heroes chapter, 7-9. And going into the Cosmic Crucible store today is Spider-Man 2099. All of them are eligible. Which ones will make it onto the list this month? And this is it, May 2023. Let's start this countdown with number 10. Moving no spots from last month. He's actually in the exact same spot from last month. It is Heartless version of Doctor Strange. You can get this character in the Arena store right now. Also available on the Hard Villains chapter 5-9. But this character is a member of the Darkhold team, so you're going to need to build them for Apocalypse. Let's take a look at why he is so good. He has some very good moves here. If we're looking at it as special here, giving more damage to the primary target, reducing the speed bar. The big one that you really want to be aware of, especially if you're facing a Heartless Doctor Strange on defense, is this big ultimate here. Big damage to all enemies, more damage per positive and negative effect. You have a very strong passive here as well. And Doctor Strange Heartless, well, used very well in Cosmic Crucible. I know a lot of people are using him a little more on defense, so got a little less value than the previous time we did this list. Also very good in war. The Darkhold team is very good at war offense or war defense. And of course, you're going to need to build up Doctor Strange Heartless for that Apocalypse unlock. The best ISO 8 class as far as everybody on MSF.gg, 85% of users have the Raider class equipped on Doctor Strange Heartless. But yeah, very, very good character. Like I said, available in the Arena Store and the hard villains. And it's a very good character. More of an annoyance for your opponents on Crucible and War defense, but still, if you're using this Darkhold, very, very good character. Let's continue on with this list. And newly on this list is Spider-Man 2099. Now, the main area this character is going to shine is in Cosmic Crucible. They have their own room, the Tangled Web room, so they're supposed to be very good in that room. But you could also use these characters on offense to counter a lot of Cosmic Crucible teams there. Not a lot of use in Arena, not a lot of use in the raids right now, but also very good in War as well. And let's go take a look at the kit for Spider-Man 2099, see what makes him tick, see why he is such a good character. And if we go to his kit on MSF.gg, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see. He has a very, very good passive here. Focus for self and all Tangled Web allies. I think this is his best move right here because it doesn't just affect him, it affects the entire team. Also more damage reduction for all enemies in Crucible. You're applying slow and a big AoE attack on this opening move. I think this is a great T4 because you're doing more damage for all the enemies and you're usually opening with this move. So this is definitely gonna be making use in every single battle. Also applying slow and defense down for 2 turns. Very, very good T4. So the big highlights of his kit are going to be the passive and the ultimate. And like I said, where you could use him is in the Cosmic Crucible. That's ultimately where you're going to use him. Now, the best ISO 8 class for him, according to MSF.gg users, is 65% using that Raider class. And of course, he is going to the Cosmic Crucible store later today. So if you want to farm Spider-Man 2099, well, you can start to do that. Let's move on with this list. Coming at number 8 in this list, moving down 1 spot from last month, is Gambit, who is also a Cosmic Crucible character, but he is a Horseman character, so you're going to need Gambit if you want to unlock Apocalypse there. A very, very good character, very good in Cosmic Crucible, very good in War as well. And like I said, is used for that Apocalypse unlock. You could also use him for a Magneto unlock if you still don't have Magneto unlocked. Let's go take a look at his kit, see what makes him tick, see why he is so good. And I think the best move here is going to be the ultimate. 130% damage to all enemies, disrupted for 2 turns instead of 1 turn, and flipping 2 positive effects into negative effects. That's the best one for Gambit's kit. But as far as the unlimited X-Man, well, it is this passive here at the end of any turn. Fill 20% of this character's speed bar, gaining more max health. All X-Men allies, not just unlimited X-Men allies, not just in Crucible, but all X-Men allies gaining an extra 25% health and stealth for 2 turns. So very, very strong move. Again, ultimate and passive are probably the 2 best that you're going to do for Gambit. And a good thing about Gambit as well, his base is special, 0 turn cooldown, so you could use this move over and over and over. As far as his ISO 8 class, best class on MSF.gg for most users, 90% of users having that Raider class. And if you want to get Gambit, some shards for Gambit, well, he's also available in the Cosmic Crucible store, just like Spider-Man 2099 for those elite credits. Let's move on with this list. Coming in at number 7, also moving down 1 spot from last month, is very, very valuable member of this Cosmic Crucible team in this new warrior team in Dagger. This is the healer of the team, also gives some big damage, and like I said, very, very good in Cosmic Crucible. Still has a little bit of value in the raids. This mixed section did kind of nerf Dormammu, did kind of nerf some of these older new warriors in the raids, but you can still use Cloak and Dagger as backup characters in the raids, but their primary value now is in the new warriors, taking out that Tangled Web team, or a lot of other defensive that could be very tough to solve in Cosmic Crucible. And you could also use these new warriors in War as well. Let's go take a look at her kit real quick, see what makes her tick. She has 2 moves. Her special, which is going to heal. It's also going to clear positive effects on the primary target, chaining to adjacent targets, but this heal is a good one here that she's going to do with her special here. Her ultimate is also very good. Big AoE attack, 320% piercing damage, and she has a very good ultimate as well, on spawn regeneration for herself, Mystic heroes, new warrior allies, new warrior allies as well. So a lot of good stuff here. I would go ultimate, I'll go passive, then ultimate, then special if you're doing the T-Force for Dagger. Very, very good kit. And like I said, very good in Cosmic Crucible as part of the new warrior team. Striker seems to be best class for her, with almost 80% of users on MSF.gg having that striker class attached to her. And if you want a farmer, very easy farm in the arena store. You can get shards for her every single day. Moving on with the list, coming in at number 6, also falling one spot from last month, is her partner in crime, Cloak. Yes, also using Cloak in the same places that you're going to use Dagger, Cosmic Crucible, as kind of a backup character in the raids. Cloak also got a little bit of nerf with his new Scourges attached to these incursion raids, but very good character in Cosmic Crucible, very good character in War. Let's go take a look at Cloak's kit, see why he is such a good character even nowadays, and let's start with his special here. This is probably what you're going to use a second when you're using Cloak, but more damage to the primary target, slow defense down, offense down for 2 turns each. The big move here is going to be this ultimate, and if you're using this new warrior team, you may be doing ultimate after ultimate after ultimate after the ability energy that this gets distributed to this team. 50% extra damage. Dagger is an ally, you're getting extra 60% damage, so basically 120% extra damage with this move, especially if Dagger is on the field with him. And as far as the best move, well, as far as the new warrior, this is going to be the best because this affects the entire team. The passive here, more focus for self and new warriors, more dodge chance when this character has offense up. So very good kit for Cloak, very good character in Cosmic Crucible, very important part of this new warrior team. If you want to farm Cloak, he's available in the raid store right now. And as far as the best T4, Skirmisher is the best class to give that extra focus, with 88% of users on MSF.gg having that Skirmisher attached to Cloak. Coming in at number 5 this month, moving down one spot from last month, is OG Captain America, still an important part of this Rebirth team. After Peggy Carter, probably the most important part of this Rebirth team. He's a tank that is very, very tough to get to, giving out ability energy, does a lot on this team, and because this Rebirth is so important right now in the raids, they're important in Cosmic Crucible defense and in War defense, Captain America gets a bump up this month as well. So let's go take a look at his kit to see why he is shining. This is a very strong basic, very, very strong special right here. And what it's going to do, clearing the T4, is going to clear all negative effects from self, ability energy, which is great, and even more ability energy to rebirth allies in the raids. His ultimate is a good ultimate. I think I like his special a little better than the ultimate though. It's going to damage to the primary, secondary target, chaining, and then filling speed bar, which is awesome. I think the best move though is going to be this passive here, gaining ton for 2 turns when a rebirth ally drops below 50% health. So when you're trying to face these guys on defense, can be very, very annoying, always having to get through Captain America. Block him out in War, getting additional 20% max health for self and wave 1 Avenger allies, and in raids, additional 20% max health for him and rebirth allies. Unfortunately, it doesn't also apply to Cosmic Crucible, but kit is so strong and is going to be very, very tough to get to. So if you see a rebirth with a big Captain America, good luck trying to get through them. Hopefully you can take them out early. Very, very strong kit. Healer, 59% of users on MSF.gg have that healer class attached to Captain America, and you can start to farm this character on Nexus 1-3. You're going to get a lot of value because he's still used even in the end game. Let's move on to the next character on this list. Coming at number 4 this month, also moving down one spot from last month, is our boy Magneto, the permanent legendary Magneto, used in Dark Dimension 6, probably used in these incursion raids right now as a member of this Death Seed team. Cosmic Crucible, Death Seed can take out Death Seed, so you could use him on offense or defense. Very good in War as well. Let's go take a look at his kit real quick, see why he is still shiny even after all these years. He has a very strong special here where you're removing positive effects, applying ability block for 2 turns. That is happening in the raids. This is a very strong move. This ultimate is really what makes him tick. You don't need a T4 in this, but you do need the T4 in this passive right here if you want to be able to do this ultimate on the start of every single raid right there. On the raids on spawn, if he has more than 4 Death Seed allies, he's going to get 5 ability energy for himself, which means that you could use this ultimate right away. So this is an important one. This passive is very important to make sure that Magneto is working correctly. We have a few different ISO 8 classes. If you're using him on non-death seed, and I don't know if a lot of people are using him on a non-death seed team nowadays, Raider seems to be the best class, but if you're using him on the death seed, Striker seems to be the best class, but sometimes certain matchups in Cosmic Crucible might justify that skirmisher tag on him. Very, very good character. Like I said, you're going to use him in the raids, you're going to use him in Cosmic Crucible, and he is a Horseman team member, so you're going to use him for an Apocalypse unlock as well. Very, very good character. Let's move on this list. Coming in at the number 3 spot, also moving down 1 spot from last month, is one of the most valuable members of the Eternals in Cersei. Using her every day in these incursion raids, very valuable member of these Mystic raid teams, valuable member in Cosmic Crucible, whether you're using these Eternals in the Tangled Web room or if you're using them on offense, very, very good. I love using them, these Eternals in war against the hero Asgardians. Works so well. Let's go take a look at her kit, see why she's such a beast still after all these years. And she has a nice pairing with Icarus. Usually you're going to open with this ultimate here, and most people have a lot of these T4s all the way done because the Eternals were an arena team back in the day, and usually with arena teams you're building up all their T4s, but this ultimate is very, very good. Damage to all enemies, 2 ability energy for self and Icarus, speed up, always very good move. You're getting more max health on the passive for herself and Icarus, more focus for herself and Icarus. These affect pretty much the entire team because there's only these 2 Eternals in the game right now. So very, very good character. You can make an argument for doing all these T4s, but as far as the ISO 8 class skirmisher, it's the best ISO 8 class for Cersei with 86% of users on MSF.gg having that skirmisher class attached to Cersei. Let's move on though. Coming in at number 2 this month is our boy Nick Fury, and he kind of gets this spot by default. Really the only character on this list that I'm using in Arena or still has the potential to be used in Arena, even in this age of Apocalypse. Very, very good character to potentially take into Dark Dimension 6 because of his reintroduction on this Invader team, using him in the incursion raids as well. So very good in the raids. You can use him in Arena. Great pick for Dark Dimension 6, but this Invader team, decent in Cosmic Crucible defense, decent war defense, but mainly you're building up these invaders for the raids. Like, take a look at Nick Fury, see why he is such a beast nowadays. Well, generating ability energy on crit, and that is great with his basic here, but really you're bringing him in for these reinforcements. There was an argument to bring in some reinforcements earlier. Sometimes you're opening with a special, sometimes you're opening with the ultimate. Well, nowadays, that is a big argument. You used to always open with a special here to give that speed up on turn. Well, now you have an argument with these buffed up shield minions that he is summoning to summon these 3 shield agents before using the specials. So this is a good move. I would recommend upping this T4, especially if you're using Nick Fury in the raids nowadays, and on turn speed up to self shield minion allies Kestrel and 10% chance to apply assist. Now this is a good T4. I think the best one is going to be this reinforcement. Second is this passive, and then after that you could continue to put more T4s on Nick Fury. As far as ISO 8 classes though, like I said, Raider is still one of the more popular choices, 29% using that Raider class. A lot of people still have Healer from back in the old days of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I think if you're using him in the Invader team, the Raider is going to be the way to go as far as ISO 8 classes for Nick Fury. Let's move on, and last but not least is the number 1 spot. Coming in at number 1, newly on this list is our boy Icarus. We've been waiting for him to become farmable for so long. Finally, recently added to the raid store, so if you don't have him already at 7 stars, you can start to build up those gold stars. Still a very good character, using it in the raids every single day in the Mystic section of the raids. Still a character that I'm thinking of taking him to Dark Dimension 6 because of his value, and has a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible, whether using him and Cersei in the Tangled Room or not. Or on offense, they're going to give you a lot of value. His kit, just like Cersei, you can make an argument that all these T4s are important. If you were to go on a budget, though, I think the best ones are going to be this passive here. Gives more armor and resistance for himself and Cersei. And I like T4s that affect not just that one character, but more than one character. And I think the best move of Icarus, if you haven't already used it, is that big ultimate. You wanted this damage as high as possible on this ultimate. So 100% damage on all the attacks. That is the primary attack. And if you're getting a kill, the repeat of that attack as well. So this is probably his best move. And you want this double tapping as often as possible. Putting that T4 in allows you to do that. Now, there's a big ISO 8 class that most people are using on MSF.gg, and that is that Striker class. And if you want to farm Icarus, he has recently been made available in the raid store. Couple honorable mentions before we get out of here, though. Let's mention some of these other characters on Horseman teams like Wong, Scarlet Witch, Hulk, Abomination, She-Hulk, Phantom X, also very good characters to farm. Dazzler, Psylocke, the rest of these Horseman characters. Rebirth member, the only other member of the Rebirth that is farmable is Winter Soldier, so very good character to farm there. Hela and Greg are great members of the Undying team, so if you don't have Hela, great backup character for Cosmic Crucible. Young Avengers still give you a lot of value. Kate Bishop, Squirrel Girl, the Bionic Avengers is losing some value in the raids, but they still are kind of the best team to use in the tech section of raids right now. They are losing value, so you may not want to put too much resources in them in case a new tech raid team comes out. But as of us recording this, Vision, Iron Man, Vision, Hulkbuster, all farmable and are all a member of that Bionic Avengers team. And the Wakandans still have some value. Being a member of the War Dogs, Chaos Theory, they still have that room in Cosmic Crucible. So Shuri, Black Panther, Okoye, and even 1MM. You might want to farm all those characters. And that is it, guys. Those are the top 10. Those are the honorable mentions. Of course, this is very subjective. So if you have a different list based on your criteria, let me know who your top 10 characters are that you're going to farm nowadays in Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully this was valuable to you. If it did give you some value, give it a thumbs up because it helps that YouTube algorithm. I will see you guys next time. Check out some of the other videos on this channel and make sure you subscribe if you want more Marvel Strike Force content on the channel. Thanks for watching though, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Have a great rest of your day.